APC National Chairman and former Governor of Edo State, Comrade Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole, with the APC gubernatorial candidate, Pastor Ize Iyamu Osage, paid homage to the Enigies of Great Benin Kingdom, Benin City. The visit gives APC governorship candidate, Pastor Iyamu, opportunities to inform Enigies new development that will come to their kingdom. However, former Governor Comrade Adams Oshiomhole seized the opportunity to express his disappointment over the Governor Obaseki's actions after getting power and abandoned all projects that were done with taxpayers' money and many more. I am Bemiga Olamikon, reporting for GTV Africa from Benin City. Subscribe to GTV Africa on YouTube and like our Facebook page, GTV Africa Services, for live streaming of your event, other events, news updates, breaking news, and many more. Kindly share our stories to your friends. Sit back and enjoy the meeting.
Bros, let me take it short. Let me touch it short. Should I go before you?
Na remare no do wine yo, no do wine yo, do wine yo, no do wine yo. Oba to pe. Come yo, Baba, come yo, Baba, come yo. Otoni Baba dole do ye, mayo. Wadomawa, wado wafe. Egbu wa nge mi ame yiyi. All Afriman bere o. Wa bana. Uda wa nyabu. Atame ni wa ga we di one. Ma ke su encape o tedo no ba ye na. O to na wa ma gba oge na. Ara we na do tama ni nyabu. Mani reba bana mutana no do kweni wa egwa o ma fe no wa su mare bugwe oh you wa owo moga we mi say ora be able oh you wa no ga formal labor number 1 labor man in Nigeria now you ga be a governor o dead we ma te be a deputy go to bo ona re $1 wa mu e ona $1 wa yo we bolima ke na kukia ke na okomakia o bo pa ma ya iye ni wa mana ibu e ruda egele de ni mana yo wa kwara no wa iso waro iye ni wa yo dukun e o wa we go wo de o wa gbe u mana kwe tun ase e fi anu e wo ai kwa agwewe e mana isiko e because yori nya ebo ana orikele na redo wana mi eyi e no gbo ba de o yi wa lo edo wo mo na ma ge obo mi si bobo nanya ma ikele dege mana we siko e iye no former governor, former labor leader, former national chairman, dynamic, outspoken, responsible, hardworking comrade Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole. My boy Kwaka, on my dear, not really much. No, we there, Obero Mai. And the way you do, Kama, Uzaze, Erina Sakwa Mosoko, Obi-Wano. two-time member of the House of Assembly, two-time the campaign Oredo South, Ununorizedo, Ore POI, Pastor. Nimawa Kobana Lile, not to tell you, dog, that's your baby. Asamu, I have to go on and I have to be my way. Aside, I'm not tired of them. We are going to look out. No, we're donor, you know, like Ize Iyamu, the barrister and the lawyer.
We don't be on top of it. Yeah. On top of it. Yeah. You are. Awenima. You only can about mais débat, ils sont un peu tout non arroi. Ah ouais. Il m'a vu petit obé. Il la voit. Hôtel qui m'a soin au grand élément. On va s'aider Ize Iyamu. Irameka Isopa. Kevona. Amaveri mano puno betota. Ekabe kuwane. Mi kere na kwe be sunu ni na ta na ya ta but on the bed ani ora ze no gide na be ni do gwa be ma gwa ni de gbo na ri gwa lo ora ri oba o no meti gweri ma dans les doji, dans les wimanari. On a eu na Enigies. On a meti we did not care na u never. On a meti giohu. On a meti be amie. Ana u na mie. O moto mehi. Ọmọ náà mẹ́tí gi ọ̀hún ẹ̀ẹ́kì ọmọ náà bẹ táwé gèmí ní káwú gèlèbè wẹ́ ẹ̀ẹ́kì ọtí máa Oshiomhole náà rí àpọ̀wọ́sà ló bua ìwé náà náà wú bẹ́ẹ̀ bò red roof púpọ̀. Ọ̀ká àbọ̀wá rẹ̀ yẹ máa uyi náà mú nẹ̀ ẹni máa mọ̀ náà bá náà bẹ́ mú náà bẹ́ nìgì. Màá mi àwẹ̀ nìgì ẹ̀rẹ́ ní àyà tó ẹ̀rẹ̀ government house. Máa rọ̀rọ̀. Àkà mi ẹ̀rẹ̀ nìwà yé náà wà dí ọ̀pá náà ká rọ̀rọ̀ dẹ̀ ọmọ alákèmí náà mà. Tó pa wà ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀rí ọ̀gì yé. Nimawa over obi ma orire ona we awe niki ni duari ego me ase kwali han wonu dele wo yi ewo no ba keke ni ka o mu ewo nani agba oge wo ma onu mi ya wa ya me ti le wo yi e Mudoni ni awe wa mie iye ya kidnapping onona ewo no te meti go ekwan ma be ge na awe ubutia ubia oyi ọmọ náà múdi ẹ̀wọ̀n náà òbí wà ẹ̀yìnkò ìgbàlọ́ bọ̀fì wọn dé rẹ̀ tó àábí èrì ní miẹ́ náà bá yẹ mẹ́ ehùwé náà mẹ́dọ̀ ata bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀dọ̀ náà ẹ̀dẹ̀ ọ̀yẹ́wọ̀ màsẹ̀ ẹ̀dọ̀ ní màgíyé náà àmẹ́wà àárọ̀ ó pa wà àárọ̀ wàá kí àwàsàn hẹ́mú ẹ̀. Poteri ogiye eni ya me bege na be bege we the government na ye e to te logo gbe o ma na kele wa mu ebe ko e bi oni e dole bo na yi o me ti we do no we eni ya bege na be ya ladian yo na be ta be obi e do gemi no we bo Oshiomhole riba abiri ma ya gogo age wa uwa be ono re na oshiba wa no egbe na ni agwa lo ma ara ri oba wa ri payupo re ne abiri ma abishima abi gba ma begewe ya gogo mundi nwina no nwina abi ebi ni oni wu ina do gbon yebe and ebe ni ivio na beri mani abege yi because ya no bu kake no bere bana wa ne ya be de onu webo ya to na but ya gbon yebe because that way are ya ma olu do tam ya bege nu gben wa o ma we. But also, we not a simple agenda. Uwe Benin, we tie. In our work, in our car, about you, the traditional rulers of Gima. Our main role near her play.
This is a meeting between former governor
for example,
of Edo State, Comrade Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole, with APC governorship candidate, Pastor Ize Iyamu, and Enigies of Great Benin Kingdom. Enigies are chiefs that are with Oba of Benin. Chiefs that are under the Oba of Benin. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTV Africa, and like our Facebook page, GTV Africa Services. Our website, www.gtvafrica.com. Call us for your events. Thank you for being. Bemiga Olamikon reporting from Benin City, Edo State.
Every month, very money total. I encourage you. Ana we gboni we do beg we. I met you home we so koere. Ya do rabi area ni. O abukboni ya gimeti lao. Because if you can have money ya ni amie. Every month bo agba obuwa from government. I will ropa. Any okay now. Ewari pege ya we agwa leke na kana we business ge area Edo State. Edo State our peaceful but area ogi ye na. Ite mu gboban. Iye we abi e eno ginire ma no mo gbo. A government now, here central bank. Here I am 5.6 billion. Here we have your neighbor no mugbo. Central bank in Agele Mwigo Ninia. In fact, it's a government now, so I pay back in that money alone, you know. But when my license, I may one farmer, no, it I may go near me. A week ago, some of these farmers are to be gathered in area Bujana demonstrate. Yana EFCC. My home government here, and we go now. Central bank here, and now go now. Moon Edo State, man, I go over. Miami, one my young winner. He cover my mommy, and I demonstrate. La wo don't know when I'm going in. I remember when I get it matter. Unuya wata ni adolewu jamai dolewu. For 4 years now, I'm already one teacher. Or as we go, I meet teacher at school. Because in a one single teacher my employ 4 years. After why you have education. Area doctors in a year why I check it up at all. Olarioba, or we what the year in our make sure good health center. I can't buy $1. You mean you're in a hospital. Good health center, 182. Upene do ba, or may say 22. Na MTU. Abe MOU na one sign. I wanna get port up by all this. But when you go na mu, you be woman. Even in me, I wait to Saloboa. It's more you want. A Bena very egg you are. A very egg you my go. And the car about the no beggar on a become a missing agenda. Where's the lunar you go? Irena Nido in you are. No worry about your Yaki. O Denny Makala or my manedo or my manerima. Wawa se guai averima. Ehu mama. Awa obi mara rioba. Akowe agwala Enigies. Monthly basis na me kiri yobo na. Na me wa we se guai. Obi yes se guai. Amawe. Wodoni ya mae. When the first place no ke nu yo. Owe no ki we asebani. Ukpareba. Amereba. Owagmereba. Ebe me moto no metiko ya aladia. Kiri ya waye. De uyi no salo boari enu wa. Abi wane ware. Ebi no Kenya, uyi no Kenya ari enu wa yari enu wa. Eri oke no ye. A government ogun a government edo. O take no ka about you inu wa e wa begu wa. Iya muha. Iya dayudare. Irena. Dotamu wa be. Obi wa na arewa. Wa gele mie afi werie warioba. Okay. Ana gele areba on a regular basis. Miegbe. Amakwe miemita. Arieba e. Awe joma kokwa. Ako ariwa. But amen ebe miemita. Beti aye. Dem na meti ubebona. Ore do na bi me, but me pan ori edore. Ina ari ori omo. Why I trace origin egbe yase no eme. Why be go do na kere ori omo. But ore do na bi me. But me is one lele Edo State ina do beg be. O ma so te san ekpoma uromi ubi aja e ya wa develop. Wa be say afema awuchu ye o efuga ye o agene bode e ya develop. Na we na hin. Mano watawi madigbase. Only Benin City. Ebe ame tikde totayi. Wogu yemi ana. Pata mawe yo no na yebe yo. Waya wa totayi do wa pa. Waya edu waya wa kle. Bo waya cheke wa we kie sori. Do wa we do wa bo wa yo do wa do lo doji. Eri obe ayi na won tagele lo. Egele do ya pa. Yore do. Ina ariye. The first time in Iyo, it took me around 5 hours to get there because of Allah. But today, by the grace of God, I feel we're here on it. Ibo wa yebane. When I remember begede gonoka, baby, I begede gonoka. Me na me bok pa we go do. Where's it? Because wa ma o na meroji. Obi wa. Mewahi. Omne ha meti mu wa gboto mo do gboto. Ani magi rie na. Egbo ma ni magi gwa lo. Won o se gwa. No ko di gwa lo. Ma e wa ye gwa egbo pon no fofo mi ana yo. We black suit to ayewa when I go say e gbo na ke na yori ego e ma ho because the position no giye agimeti go ego but mana ma nwa agima go abe e me be no ego se o ka me di gba se gbewe no to talk about your own father erimaya anyone ma oni go agbe because otima Oshiomhole have a guan, and whenever in Wagwa Kaboguan. So, Mary, I could put the man finish in yes, 1 year. So, he don't know what. He is very one year, he may be a simple agenda. Knock by Niri, Udabe, Iana, Maoni, listen, but before Pa, if not keen now, Yahweh. Adomo. Enigi atokpe. Oba atokpe.
Edion me ninyabo. Wagui madolo monaji na mi eva vedovi. Edion me ninyabo. Wagui madolo monaji na mi eva vedovi. Ize. Oba atokpe. Nebi atokpe. Wadomo aba. Obi wa pare ba. Oba atokpe. Enigies wa tawakpe. Let me thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support that Your Highnesses extended to me when I was your steward here for 8 years. I believe I must have visited virtually all your palaces more than once or twice. And I have the rare honor of hosting the Association of Enigies in Government House every year. And those annual meetings was to enable me brief and give my account of stewardship in Edo South in particular. Because in every local government, in every major community, you have an Enigie. So I was able to share with you what I am doing, why we are doing it, and I also know you also have opportunity to remind me of what has not yet been done. So those meetings were very, very helpful to me. And when I was living, like every human being, you look around
and you look for who can continue with a tradition that you have established. Unfortunately, at that time, my brother, who is taller than me, had left. And so we brought the man who is there. One point I made to each and every one of you and many other persons is that because he worked with me, he saw how I related with people. Like those annual meetings, he will continue the day I introduce him. But I soon got to know after that he shut his doors. Because I believe you cannot solve my problem without talking to me. And I cannot celebrate what I have done somewhere without the people who are from that area being present. So I want to start by apologizing that my understanding that my successor will continue with the project that we started, that along the line he stopped everything. And I remember I told him why this is important. If you build a house of about 100 million and you spend 90 million to finish it, put windows, remaining 10 million to put the paint. If you don't spend that 10 million to put the paint, the 90 million is wasted. So this idea of one government come, start a project that the people like, another government come, stop it, that is why across Nigeria, billions of naira are wasted on uncompleted projects. So when somebody has worked with me and he saw the benefit, he saw the reaction of the people, I believe that he will continue because that was the promise he made to me. So I apologize that I brought a man who pretended for 8 years that he will build on the foundation that I laid, only for him not only to abandon the foundation, but to allow it to be flooded by water and start doing consultancy for printing, consultancy for MOU, consultancy for everything. And Your Royal Highness, you will remember as Enigies, we started this campaign that governments after governments in PDP, they will always say we earmark this project, we earmark that project, we earmark so money. And I said our own is I-mark. We are doing Ugoneki Road, I-mark. We are doing Airport Road, I-mark. Don't believe what you have not seen. Of course, in matters of faith, they will say, God bless those who did not see but believe. But when you are dealing with human beings, you rather see it before you believe it. And I'm sure today, as the Enigies representing various communities under the Oba of Benin, you can ask what has changed. Many of you were happy each time I came to commission what became known as Red Roof. Public schools that are as beautiful or more beautiful than private schools. And my understanding was that no one government can finish all the schools. But if every government build more and more schools, one day all our schools will be beautiful. We abolished benches and introduced one people, one desk. We built those schools not only in Benin, we build them in every local government. We build them virtually in every ward. Some wards we have more than 2. And I believe he will continue from those projects. You know, when I hear, I don't want to mention him, the governor saying his godfatherism, I asked him to, he doesn't want to share money to politicians. Anyway, you know what Wike said? He's now sharing money with tax collectors. Not me say so, now Wike talk so. Now, Your Royal Highnesses, I am sure some of you followed. I was humble. You followed me to Airport Road, and you saw the drainage of the ground. And I explained why that drainage is so high. Even people like Pastor can walk inside that drainage to take water on the airport road down to Ogba River. And then we create secondary drains that take water like water that used to cover the Esogba of Benin. That water now flow into that drain. Even Charlie Temple, all those streets, the former Chief Judge, I can remember them, near one market, near Ogba Zoo. All those waters come, they flow into the primary drain, and it takes them to the market. I mean, to the Ogba River. So that we can deflood those areas. The road we followed down here, I saw that the road stopped where it was when I left office. And you can see the difference. I marked the 6th lane that I did right from Oborame Square, clean up that Oba Market, create road there, plant flowers at the middle of the road so that we can have green in our cities. From there to Siloko, from Siloko to Upper Siloko, which is now 6 lane. And then get rid of Mami water and replace them with real human trees, and people are reclaiming their houses. This was made possible by what we call Benin City Water Storm Master Plan. And you remember, not because I'm soliciting your support, but I did say so when I was elected, that Benin City is equivalent to the living room of a big family. When visitors come, the first place they will see, or the only place they may see, is the city room. So if that city room is beautiful, they will go away and say, this is a very beautiful house. It may well be there is no bed yet in the bedroom. But as you have money, you put bed. As you have money, you put foam. Eventually, the house will be furnished. And that we have to start by reclaiming the glory of this great kingdom and of Benin City. It is well written in our books what the colonial masters, the Portuguese as we used to call them, they agreed that Benin City was the best planned city that they have seen anywhere in the world, including street light, done by native. So I remember the Oba telling me that the only favor he wants is to deflood Benin City and reclaim the moat. And we were able to use one boogie to clean a lot of the moat, redredge it, reclaim it, and where people have built houses on it, bring down those houses so that the moat can flow. If our great-great-grandfathers could do that moat, there is no reason why in the 21st century people will come and block the moat, which serves as security. It also serves as natural drainage for Benin City. Now, I am happy that those areas that I did under the Benin City Water Storm Master Plan that contained 40 kilometers of big drainage that enabled us to do the Upper Siloko. And as I was coming now, I could see that that road is today what it was at the time we finished it. And to my pain, and these are the issues, the promise of continuity meant that where I stop, you will have continued with that 6 lane until we get to the heart of Ovia North. Pardon? No, Ovia River and down deeper into Ovia South, Ovia Northeast, Ovia Southwest. And it stopped exactly where I left it in that market. And these are the issues I discussed with him. I said, my brother, if you go to Ovia Northeast, what are the new projects that you will show them? Because everybody is looking at how does this government affect my life? And when I used to campaign, we finished the campaign in the new schools we have built. I said, now, I was able to say, in this ward, this is what I've done. We have 77 wards in Edo South. Of these 77 wards, what is the government presence in each of those wards? Today, if I go to any of the 77 wards, I can easily say, I did this, I did this, I did that. We bought dado rings to seek boreholes in places where we can't get river. And you carry the boreholes, you give them to private consultants to be working and making money. But those boreholes were procured by Edo taxpayers' money. And there are many communities that have no water, even here in Edo South. We couldn't finish all the boreholes, but my expectation that he will build more boreholes. With time, every community will have water. Because like the Chinese say, a journey of 1 million miles, step by step, you will get there. And the last meeting we had with the governor, the deputy governor, the secretary to government, the advisor, Osaroida, and the party chairman and the secretary, he's here. They drew my attention to things that were not going on, how people were grumbling, and even how many of you cannot access government house. And they have spoken to him, but he's not listening. They believe if I advise him, he will take it. And that day, I talked to him frankly. I said, if you do not listen to people, you're going to have problems. And he said to me, he doesn't have my kind of large heart. How can my large be heart? Be large? Larger than me? He is fatter. He is taller. But I said to him, my brother, large heart is a basic qualification for public office. You must have the capacity to listen, to tolerate not what you want to hear, but what people feel. And have the spirit to forgive even those who might have offended you. You can't say everybody must behave one way. Then we are not human. Your Highness, you remember the Oborame Square? There was a big pond that was just brewing mosquitoes. And I said, this is the heart of Benin City. This is the center. I understand from history that was part of the Oba Palace before. And we decided, what do we do here? We created that water fountain. I am sure some of you might still remember that water fountain. When it's on, people are going to do wedding. They go there to take photographs. When they publish it, some people say, no, Oshiomhole went to take picture from Dubai. But it was the heart of Benin. When you abandon those things, we also discussed together in the state executive that a city with the history of Benin Kingdom cannot be a city where people go and sleep by 7 p.m. We have to create street lights. Every road that we built in this city, I'm proud to say we make sure there are street lights. And that street light, we put generators because we have no control over NEPA, whether they give light or not. But we have control over street light because they are powered with generator. And we put diesel to run those generators. So at night, if you travel any of those roads we built, whether it is Akpakwaba Road, it is Sakwaba Road, it is Mission Road, it is Oba Market Road, Siloko Road, Upper Siloko Road, Airport Road, Tomato Road, I can go on and on and on. And I was always proud. When I go out at night, I wear my simple shirt. I see people drinking, I will sit with them. I say, Osho Baba. I said, let me take a picture. Madam, I did with governor. So you can see people selling food, people selling beer. There is a night economy. Now, those street lights, those poles, they are now only used to hang the photograph, the campaign photograph, of somebody who did not sustain the legacy. If you are in my shoes, will you be happy to see what you did with people's money be run down and Benin is back in the dark? And I told him, we told people, don't believe what you have not seen. You go and sign MOU in China. You beam it on television. Very good. And you tell us by November 2018 there will be modular refinery. This modular refinery will guarantee fuel security and the price will come down and it will create thousands of jobs. As they say, a debtor always thinks tomorrow is far. Now we are in 2020. Have you seen modular refinery? The man I thought I can trust, he invited the vice president. He went to Singapore, went to China. He spent about 4 weeks outside Nigeria. He came back and said he has sealed an MOU. And there's always a television showing him signing. Ink is cheap, but delivery is hard. Now, our governor went to Abuja, invite the vice president to come and do groundbreaking ceremony for an industrial park where land has already been allocated, where factory will be built. People will just come from textiles to electronics to everything. They will be walking. They roll out red carpet, long speeches. More than $1 billion is used for consultancy. The vice president of Nigeria came. They built a small hall of about 10 meters by 5 meters with red carpet. The governor delivered speeches about the beauty of industrial park. There will be 24-hour power supply non-stop. Thousands of boys and girls will be employed. VP himself also delivered very beautiful statement. After all, he's a pastor. He spoke very well. Your Highnesses, I am sure you don't need to come from Ikobaka. Any of you can see that that place is now thicker now in forest than it was at that time. Do you deceive your people like that? No. You take money for consultancy, but the project is not done. So we are back to the era of A-Mark and abandon the era of I-Mark. Now, if you are in my shoes, when you market somebody that he will continue with projects of I-Mark, and he abandoned it and started spending money on consultancy, will you be happy? No. Do you need to be a godfather, a godson, a godbrother to be able to advise somebody to keep to the promise? No. Then you go on television and say, Oshiomhole want to do godfather. Godfather for what? I never interfere in your budget. I don't interfere in your appointment. But I do suggest, please do projects that will deliver the greatest good to the greatest number. Is that godfatherism? No. I didn't say carry money and put in somebody's pocket. But I could not talk. I'm sure you are hearing from me for the first time in about 3 years. Because what can I say? You bought Peking, you train them, it be like say let work, you hand them over to people that he will work, he's not working, you can only advise him at home. You can't go to television to talk. That is why I just kept quiet. I was pleading with him, do this, don't do this. Remember, election will come. Then you say you are going to do Gele port. Ship will be landing in Edo, and you will create millions of jobs. Everybody knows that ports are federal projects. But you look at those people to their faces and you tell them you are going to do Gele port. Now, the last time I watched one of these private people who do shooting cameras, they say they never know the Gele port is one of the streets in Benin that is swallowing vehicles when it is raining. Because Gele is still what it is. But check the books. Hundreds of millions of naira have been taken. Your Royal Highnesses, I announce that the major industry in Edo is education. It's education. and we decided to raise the quality of teaching, we will have to make sure that the minimum teacher has BSc. That is why we converted a Keadolo College of Education to a University of Education. Then he was part of the executive where we took this decision, took it to the House of Assembly, and it was passed into law. You come back, you say it's not realistic. You cancel it, and you are spending 1.5 to 2 million naira in the name of consultancy to train what you call Edo Best. Before I left office, and this is IMAC, the WAEC result shows that Edo came third 2 consecutive times, and second in NECO, after building those schools. Today, the number of our children who are sitting for WAEC has dropped, that we are no more in the ranking. And then you celebrate consultancy. Take the money away, and you are using the New Era College, which I rebuilt and called Ogbemudia College, in recognition of the contribution of Dr. Osai Bobo Ogbemudia to the development of this great state, and now Delta State. As you would recall, that New Era had been run down. I went to visit to see whether teachers were in class, and the student came to me and said, the teachers are not coming. They alternate because the classrooms are bad. And then I promised I will build ultra-modern secondary school. I'm sure some of you have visited that hall. You visited that school. The day we commissioned it, we had 1 PP, 1 desk. Those children were very, very happy. Clapping for President Buhari who came to commission it. Now, go there today. Those children have not been allowed to use the classrooms that I built. Even the hall that I said we generate income. If people want to go and do weddings, they want to go and do ceremonies, better, because we do have our own culture. That hall can make money. Now you only use the hall for government ceremonies. It is short to the public. It is short to the secondary school students. And those my children and your children are still in the old buildings. If you are in my shoes, will you be happy about this? No. The project is completed. The only thing I didn't do before I finish was to first round it. Your Highnesses, as we speak, that place is still done first. He left it as he met it. So my promise for continuity, has it not been abandoned? Is it continuity for my welfare? Is continuity for the welfare and growth of Edo State? Then you are a Benin man. Because when it suits him, I am aware, he tells of people, how can a minority man control a majority? I'm a Benin, he is Benin, I'm not Benin. I'm a proud adopted son of Benin Kingdom. I'm very proud of him. That is why when Obaire Diawad said, governor does not kneel in public or in the hall, I say a father will always be a father. In our culture, the okra tree cannot be taller than the person who planted it. I cannot come when I need vote, I kneel down. When I win the vote, then I say, Your Majesty, what is hypocrisy? And when the office is over, then I'm learning how to kneel. In any case, between me and my ground is not far. I have no problem. So how? You try to divert, divide us. You try to divide us that there is a difference between the Benin, the Asians, the Afemai. When I was in office, you will recall I said, Edo is not an artificial word. It's not a name after river or event or history. It refers to an ethnic group called Edo. I am a proud of Edo. And I said our duty is to walk across the length and breadth of Edo State and amplify what unites us.
Of Edo State,
I even declare that we will have to work, train teachers to be able to teach Benin language. across the three
APC
senatorial
governorship
districts,
candidate
so that we can also
Pastor
have
Ize
conversation in Edo dialect,
and
like we see in the north,
Enigies
in the west, and in
of
the east.
Great Benin
For
Kingdom.
me, as a
Enigies
leader,
are chiefs
my task is not to divide people,
that are
is to unite them.
with
But let's just look at the man who said
Oba
he's
of
a
Benin.
Benin man, he believes in the
Chiefs
Benin
that are
interest.
under the Oba of Benin.
Even out of office,
Subscribe
God
to our
used me
YouTube
to be
channel,
able
GTV
to
Africa,
present
and like
a
our
Benin
Facebook
man
page,
to the president to be
GTV
appointed
Africa
chairman
Services.
of NDDC.
Our website,
No Benin man has ever been chairman of NDDC.
gtvafrica.com.
But we
Call
have
us
oil producing communities
for your event.
in Orionwo, in
Thank you for being
Ikobauka, and in Obia.
Baby,
This
allow
Benin
me
man
for
was
reporting
appointed.
from Benin City,
The Senate cleared him.
Edo State.
We also appointed another Benin man, a chief, in the palace as a commissioner for NDDC. A Benin governor who says he wants to play ethnic politics. You go on a newspaper after the Oba of Benin has done an advertorial congratulating President Muhammadu Buhari for recognizing a Benin man for the first time to be chairman of NDDC. This advertorial, I'm sure some of you saw it in newspaper. The hard copy, I delivered it to the president. I say, the Oba and the Benin Kingdom and Edo people are happy that you have given us this position for the first time. Then a Benin governor goes on television and says, no, it is not the turn of Benin to be chairman. Is that a Benin man? No. Is that a Benin man? No. Then you went to court. You say President Buhari is wrong to make a Benin man chairman. Is that a real Benin man? No. Because as we know now, there are original products, there's a banana. That one, and if he ever come to talk to you, let him address you in Benin, not mix. The way Pastor did, let him also speak in Benin language. Not to mix out with English. 100% pure original Benin. When you want to remove a Benin man, now the man has been removed. Is that prosperity? Then you call people and say, those who are not professors, they are the ones with hotels. Those who are professors, they have no hotels. Your Highnesses, many of you have traveled. The richest people in the world, are they professors? No. Bill Gates, is he professor? No. Our own Aliko Dangote, is he professors? No. If God give even anybody the aptitude to make money, why should the governor not be happy? Somebody who labored, contribute to building his own state by putting a hotel here. You carry bulldozer, you destroy that hotel. Haba. Who is this man? A Benin man. Who carry bulldozer to destroy? A Benin governor. Is this really a Benin man? No. You only use it to make you to play ethnic politics. Your Royal Highnesses, where traditional rulers across Edo State sat, I am on record as saying that we have one paramount traditional ruler of Edo, and that is the one and only Omonoba Nedo Uku Akpolokpolo, now Oba Eware the second. I can go on and on and on. Now the Benin City water storm, he has abandoned it. Now when it rains, the flood are back. As I was coming now, I saw people probably clean their gutter, but they are not evacuating the waste. What we used to do, even before we designed 5 junction, we drain the moat. And I remember one Enigies say he doesn't know the miracle we did in 5 junction. It was not a miracle. It's just an honest attempt to sit back because we have the know-how. to redesign the underground water flow so that we can construct a runabout and reorder the streets. And consistent with my own background, I said, everybody that was abandoned by previous governments, we will remember them. That is why we did Constance Inoro. We built about 40 roads there, street lights, and drainage. Even Ogbemude, I remember when PDP went there to campaign, he said, look at my area. The street lights were on, drainages were on, all the roads in that area, we did them. Is that not IMAC? Yes. Now let's ask the man who said he is a Benin man, what have you done fundamentally to change to sustain the urban renewal of the great Benin Kingdom? Where is it? Nothing. Everything that we did, Benin is in the dark. You come here at night, you have to need torchlight. So there will be time we are going to visit you in your various palaces. And I will be able to recall my humble contribution, which I hope, or I had hoped my successor will do, but which he didn't do. So when they are using my campaign, what I said about pastor, I say pastor will not do the, pastor has never been a governor. Now, there is what you call tested and trusted. We have tested Obaseki, and he failed. So he cannot do receipt. So I want to just tell you, I have no personal animosity, but I was pained. Oh, I nearly forget the elephant meat. Your Highness, this is the last point. Last final. Your Majesty, your Highnesses. I promise to build what I call 5-star hospital by demolishing the old part of the old Central Hospital. We did it to a point, only God knows what happened, it collapsed. But I said, the building can collapse, but my will and determination cannot collapse. We rebuild it, we remodernize it. If you see that building, the day I brought the president, he said, is this a bank house or a shopping mall? I said, that is the hospital. He said, really? I said, that is the one you are going to commission. He entered the floor. He saw the equipment that had been delivered as of that time. Even out of office, I paid 75% before I left office. And I have to speak, even after I left office, to the governor of Central Bank to allocate forex, just like what has happened now. Naira has gone up. And we awarded that contract at 200 Naira to the dollar. And then the National Reserve dropped. Naira went up. Thanks to Governor Godwin Emefiele, he called VAMED. Everybody knows that VAMED is well-known international Austrian-owned hospital equipment company. And they deliver all those facilities. 1 year, close. 2 years. Then I spoke to a mutual friend who is one of those who encouraged me to support him. And the man asked him, why have you not opened this place? Because when you install such equipment, whether you run the hospital or not, the warranty on those equipment will be running. And of course, when you close a room for many years, even your page will be peeling. So open the place. My successor said he was looking for consultants. And this man, who is a well-known businessman, said, you can't use 2 years to look for consultants. So go on. I said, I don't care whether you want to use consultants, you want to use the health management board. My own concern is let the people know that this hospital has been equipped. When you refuse to do it, some of you may have seen a documentary I did out of frustration. Because when I read paper, they say the hospital is not inside. And how can people not say so when the place is locked? And you know, I commissioned it about 3 days before I left office. And then the thing was just locked. Now, let me fast track. As we speak, that hospital is being run by a consultant who is not even from Edo State. They are paying him about 60 million every month. And you cannot go there, I cannot go there. Even in this season of coronavirus, that hospital is short to patients unless you can afford those consultancy fees. I could not have taken money from market women in taxes, mechanic who pay taxes, Johanna who pay taxes, to go and build a hospital that is only for the rich people. Are there no adult doctors who can run a hospital? The best hospital in Abuja, where big men children are treated and rich men, is owned by a proud Benin man. So are you going to say, with all due respect, that somebody who has the privilege to govern our state and empower our people will go and bring a non-Edo person in an area where Edo people are at the top to go and run the place on consultancy basis? If you are in my shoes, will you be happy about that? No. So when they say Godfather, Godfather, I say, the only Godfather I want to be is when you are christening a child and you say, let me play the role, and I know what that means, not to control. All I owe Edo people, and I'm not saying it for the first time, forever and ever, Edo people show me, particularly the Benin, you show me the amount of love that my biological father could not have showed me. In a local government, in 2012 election, against a Benin general, in Ego, where the general votes, I scored 94% of the total vote cast. Across the 77 wards, I won all the wards in Edo South. If you have been so generous to me, why can't I give you my all? Even my local government, I didn't get that. I got 86. I could go on and on and on. So when I had the opportunity to nominate the first ambassador, I nominated Uyi Igbe. And I'm happy of the 12 ambassadors retained. Uyi Igbe, who was our speaker, is one of the ambassadors that are retained. On merit. On merit. So I want to assure you, I apologize for my poor judgment. As they say, you can never know human being until he has money and he has power. Then his true color comes out. So if those who told me that this man will betray, they have turned out to be true. God has a reason for keeping me alive and well and strong, so that working with you, your highnesses, we will correct the mistake and bring someone who will make up for lost time. Everything I was doing for the Enigies, I'm sure Pastor Ize Iyamu will return it. Those annual meetings, he will return it. And then you stop all of those. Thank you.
Enigies,
na ri wan ye na tasi ilé máa pọn mẹ eri máa mọ̀nà bá náà dùn kó àpọ̀lọpọ̀lọ àbáyé wà nípò gèfà tiẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn mà nínú ìjì yàrá ẹ̀yìn mà bí yàrá òbí máa re òsàgé agbọ̀n níbi Ize Iyamu òbí ẹ̀ dùnà ọ̀nà dùnà yóò wọ́n wí ẹ̀rì àzẹ́ Enigies là nárí ọ̀bọ yẹn yẹ kì náyé ní oṣù yẹn yọ̀nà ilé lẹ́rìí àdàs àlùyé ní Oshiomhole wọ́n wí nárí làọ́ ìyẹn rí àzẹ́ òbí mà ọ̀ọ́rì àzẹ́ náà là nárí ọ̀bọ yẹn ayé kì náyé ní oṣù yẹn èmi yà náà tẹ́ mà ní Enigies hàn okay na gya yo plan ho en ma ne Enigies no ro dien do Edo South my politician era nupo geva ore do ya imahin ni manaro teteri ma ba no nya do ko apolopolo ọ̀rọ̀ ìsúnúwé ní àná kọ̀ọ̀má náà rí anáwó yẹn gwàlí yóò bọ̀ ọ̀nà yẹn gwàlí èrùn wẹ́ẹ́ tí ní kà ó ẹ̀yìn mà yá sú ẹ̀ ìwọ̀n àbẹ́rì ọ̀ wọ́n má kà ó náà rere nàníà ló nẹ̀ iyò bọ̀ òbí mà ṣùgbọ́n wẹ̀ tí Enigies yá wẹ́ tí ní kà ó yá àwọn àná ní èmi èsì ẹni kàwérí èmi èsì náà náà wéwé èmi èsì náà dọ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀dọ́ yìí náà fi ẹ̀dọ́ wérí ẹ̀ ṣáájú ọbẹ̀ náà wẹ̀ yé náà ó sàwé ní kàwó ọbẹ̀ rí gbàṣẹ́ yìí má tà náà ẹ̀mí àná ẹ̀nẹ́mí wéyà ṣùgbọ́n ànẹ́mí náà yẹ kó ẹ̀ má tà yàrá wẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ẹ̀yáwó náà yà fi ẹ̀dọ́ wẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ máa tà ní ọ̀sà ní ká pàṣẹ yọ pé ní ká tà ẹ̀hún mà ní Enigies ẹ̀wọ̀ bún lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀rì àzẹ́ náà ẹ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀wọ̀ ó ń kpóge fàáyé màhín òpè àbẹ̀rẹ̀ nọ́mà ẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀hún ẹ̀rì àzẹ́ ẹ̀rùn náà ẹ̀yìn màwé nánẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn màhín àwẹ̀ nánẹ̀ wò yá ọ̀hún dá abiọmọnà bún èrùn àyásù ọmọ yà àfúnwéré mọ àyọ ń sùn ọmọ yà àwẹ wà á híà èmi àgbà àmàwà gbé ìrí ọbẹ ọdìnlò dẹnu ẹ ẹrẹ mọ náà lẹnu náà nọmọ igbó àbẹdùn ẹ wọdó náà dùn tẹ kàn ẹrẹ mọ bẹ yíwú kí ọ ẹ wẹtí Enigies ẹni ta ẹ bá Enigies mo bọ talẹ náà bùn gbé ààrẹ miami ò ná gbáṣẹ ààrẹ miami Enigies èmi ọmọ bọ yé àṣẹ ààrẹ agbèmọdé Enigies àdè àyìdìgò ẹ má màná káwé wẹ àdìgò yìí pálọ iye yọ kábìmẹrẹ lẹyà ayé yẹrẹ awérí àwọ náà rí àwọ náà sòkún ẹdẹ àárí ẹdẹ èyí ò ná gbáṣẹ ọdọ olú hẹ òsànà ńlá ọ nàwéré náà nàwéyé náà nìyà yẹ́bù sàgé níbi Ize Iyamu nàyàmú yẹn sàbà yẹn yà nudo nẹ ẹ̀dọ́ nudo nẹ mà ní Enigies zẹ́bẹ̀ dà nukókè bàmí mà hín èmi yà ní ìmọ̀lẹ́ ní mà hín á òsàbẹ̀ ní kà ó èmi yà ní Enigies yìí mẹ́bẹ̀ yà fi hàn wí ayé nù ní ayá ẹ̀sùn ẹ̀ níbi à ń sọ̀rọ̀ wà hìàn sá wà hìàn asán omi gbè wà hìàn wàvà omi gbè àwọn àná sí o nawe nie gwedo na dole do yibe ya fe no ma se aya zene we ya fe oda o alahi èmi lo ye èmi lo kun ele no nya nawe ni wa ebe Enigies fe eya teme na wa hia wa so wa ọba atọpẹ
This afternoon to pay homage to the Enigies of Benin Kingdom, who are the ones watching over their various domains for our father, the Oba of Benin. And I needed to see them, give them my simple agenda, and summarize what our agenda stands for. I'm happy to announce that most of the traditional rulers here, if not all of them, are people who I know very well, who take me as a son, and I've interacted with them. And they know where I'm coming from, and they know what I stand for. So it's been a very fruitful interaction. And having seen them now and received their prayers and blessings, we can now proceed to reach out to more people. Of course, through the former governor of the state, Comrade Oshiomhole, also came with us to see them because he had a very robust relationship with them when he was in office. And you know, for quite some time now, he has been away. It also gave him an opportunity to address them and debunk some of the blackmail that have been leveled against him on the issue of godfatherism. I'm happy he spoke in English, so I don't need to translate what was said. He spoke for himself, and I think they have heard him. We'll continue to hold these kind of meetings so that we can explain to our people what we stand for and what we intend to achieve if, by the grace of God, we get elected.
Okay, sir. A lot of explanation has been made by the past former governor, talking about some project that has been abandoned, mostly the ones who saw on our way while coming here. Now, what are you going to do to make sure this will get this hope now that you are moving towards the electoral period?
Well, you know, to be honest, it amounts to a complete waste of public funds to abandon projects simply because they were done by your predecessor. I think that is a wrong approach. Any project that can offer some level of comfort or benefit to our people must be completed, irrespective of who started it. Yes, some people might remember I started it, but many people will also remember that you completed it. So for me, it's bad politics to abandon some projects simply because I met it. Even the projects that were initiated by Governor Obaseki, if they exist, I will gladly complete them. So I actually agree that we must not, ignore continuity simply because, we want to settle political scores. These projects were not done with private funds; they were done with public funds, and so we have a duty to see to their completion. Thank you very much.
Gbemiga Olamikan, reporting for GTV Africa.